So anybody who's leading, organizations and, of course, multiple roles that you have, we are sitting in your library, and reading is probably, as you said, a 9 o'clock ritual that all of you have in the family. Some people read for information, which is what's happening in the present age and day. You're scrolling through various things, you're thinking you're gaining information, but at the end of the day, you don't remember anything. Some people read for transformation, right? Like example, your scriptural work. You're reading that for transforming yourself. So majority of your reading, is it for information or transformation?
I think I'm looking for things which are transformative.
Okay.
That's why, since I'm a very slow reader,
Yeah.
I like to pick up something which has come to me only after some recommendations.
Okay.
Somebody should tell me that this is a good thing to read.
Yeah.
So I sit and read that.
Yeah.
For me, I think reading is very, very crucial. My only regret in reading is that I'm a very slow reader, as I said.
Okay.
I wish I had read fast. I tend to read and try to internalize probably everything in my Shastric way of reading.
Learning. Yeah.
But I have realized it's not easy for me to overcome that. I have done some courses also on speed reading.
Okay.
But the course content that they gave me itself, I could not complete on time because I was a slow reader.
Yeah.
So I never completed that course because I was damn slow. So I think somewhere there, if there's a wish I had, I think it would be to read more. But I think I'm looking for that insight which, is, gives you that moment that, yes, I think this is what I wanted to do.
And as I can see in your library, you have, scriptural books on one side, you've got, management and non-fiction, and of course a little bit of fiction. How do you switch between these modes? Like example, let us say you have got, David Eagleman's Brain, I can see, you're reading that, and then you feel like, yes, you want to complete your scriptural. How do you switch between the modes? Is there any trick there, anything? Or you just say, today I'm going to read only this and I'm not going to touch that?
So one thing is that I'm a little moody.
Okay.
So I just go by what I want to read. There are days in which I want to read some stuff on my marketing and business. But by my default mode is I want to read more scriptures. But there's an interesting insight I got when I was sitting there one day and looking at these books.
Yeah.
So this part is all the, as you said, the scriptures.
Yeah.
This side is marketing books.
Yeah.
Every 6 months I purge books. That means I take them out and check whether this is relevant for me or it's not relevant. So the books on that side have been continuously growing. Whereas these are quite momentous. They are relevant in a context. Most books will not survive after 2-3 years from a relevance.
Yeah.
You may still keep it because of, for some reason you may need it. But they are actually not relevant. So for example, why do you want to study the rise of Alibaba anymore in China?
Because it's
company
not
doesn't exist, unfortunately, and the founder is not there and so forth. So, and there's a book on digital transformation. I picked up that book recently. I bought it a few years back. That looks like this is Stone Age because world has moved on completely.
Yeah.
So
it's like they call the Lindy Effect, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So whatever is relevant for years or centuries will stay relevant for years and centuries rather than what has been relevant for only months.
Correct. So a publisher was telling me very well. He said we've got something like the back shelf books. So there are books which are classics. People will keep buying it. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So these books go into the back because wherever you keep it, people will
come
read. So you don't have to keep it on the front book. The new books which are still finding their place, they have to be kept in front. So the same thing is applied here also, Doctor.
Okay.
That side, the books are increasing, more editions, fresher editions, new titles are coming up, and I think those books will always remain. I've not been able to remove any books other than, of course, one odd case where somebody has gifted me a duplicate book. So I would like to give it to someone else who can read it. So I gift it. Otherwise, these books have been there, and I have a hunch that 40 years from now they will still be there and very, very relevant. The situation that could happen is by the time magically all this will become digital.
Correct.
That can be the only thing, but these books will remain.
Yes.
And I'm also sure 40 years from now, none of those books will remain. Not even one.
And is there anything like when you read a lot of different subjects and different books, things map amongst them?
Oh yes.
So any specific relevant thing that you learned from this side of your library which helps you on that side?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. I mean, the whole of Bhagwat Gita
Yes.
has got such fantastic lessons.
Can you tell us a little bit about what people can see? We do get WhatsApp forwards, right? Yes, Bhagwat Gita says this, do this, but that's so momentary. 5 minutes later, you already forgotten what that has come. The WhatsApp forward. So, if you were to take, say, let us take only one book, Bhagwat Gita, which across India everybody would understand that yes, this is one of the canonical books that we have. What is that you picked up from Bhagwat Gita which has helped you in marketing?
See, I think if I were to say, there is a very famous shloka. Let me take that shloka, which is Karmanya Vadikaraste Mahaphaleshu Kadachana. So this one shloka has been interpreted by Madhvacharya in a very novel and very different way. He says, look, if you're acting, you need a certain, you will get some fruit.
Yeah.
You should not aspire for the fruit. You should focus on the
action.
on the action.
Yeah.
So, and then he looks back and says, how impractical. Who will want to do something without there being a fruit?
Yeah.
Now, what is said and what is the real purpose is, do not seek a lowly fruit. Think about something that is going to happen at a long term.
Yeah.
Right? So this thing about, when I'm acting on making a marketing decision, to be able to say that, look, what am I doing for me to grow the brand in the long term? Can I have something which I'm proactively investing in, and so that it can help me in the long term.
Okay.
So this shift came, and I, lots of such lessons in from our scriptures, which I have
implemented,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Okay.
It has come. I've realized it most of the time post facto that such a thing was there. Yes.
Okay. In a world that actually is measuring time by how much you earn, you do a lot of voluntary service. Madhvacharya for youth, you give talks, you teach. So how does this impact your thinking, your well-being, your way of life?
Very, I don't know whether to call it surprisingly or what. Actually, I don't pay too much attention to money. I don't ever think about that I should have earned more or I should be earning more. God has been very kind. And I read an article some time back which put this in a framework for me, which was saying how much is enough. So if somebody can answer that question, I think he will be better off and more peaceful. Now, having my wife who is a financial planner, I think is a big boon. And because everything is right or wrong in a financial plan only as per the life goals that person has.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to build the Taj Mahal, then he's got to earn a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let's put it mildly, right? But if that person is wanting to do something else, then, and his wants are very less. The only thing that you probably will see in abundance in our house is our books. All of us buy our own books, so it's a big, that's what we sort of end up spending. And we've realized that it is hardly anything compared to the many other things that one could spend on. So somehow that thing about making money never appealed to me. I've never made a job change because somebody was offering me more money. However, having said that, I also will look at salary that a company offers as a quasi for the value add that is expected of that role.
Yes.
So if there's somebody who's paying me more, I'm excited because I think it is going to be an interesting job. Challenging job. So I take that as a quasi. So, once I moved from one role to the other where my salary was to double.
Okay.
And I said, okay, wait, that is good. But what is the value content of the job? What do I have to do exactly? And then I realized this company is really expecting a very big outcome. And it was my father who put that kind of a framework in my mind. Very, very, it was not planned that way, but he asked me once, and you get paid something. Do you think you'll be able to deliver to the expectation that they have? Very early in my career. So that became like a reference for me that do you think I can add so much value? So it is and our Pujya, Pejavar Swamiji, Shri Vishweshwar Tirtha Swamiji, he told things so well. He said God wants us to be trustees of wealth, whereas we have become thirsty for wealth. So it's not my wealth, it's not anybody's wealth. We are here. Till we are here, we are responsible for how it is spent. It is definitely a way, all of us have to feed ourselves. We have certain responsibility, educate our children. But I think, however tempting it is, one should know where to draw the line.
That's true. And conveying scriptural knowledge to the youth, which again is something that you do, is probably very difficult because the youth nowadays are distracted. They have got so many different avenues where they can give their attention to. So how do you convey this something which is actually a little difficult to understand to the youth of the present generation?
To the contrary, Doctor, what I find about the current generation is they are much more evolved generations. Probably because in the people of my generation had to spend a lot of time finding their first job.
Yes.
Getting their basics, roti, kapda and makan in place before they thought about other things. And this many studies have proven in marketing context and other contexts that the youth of today want to have a certain purpose. And it is much easier to feed those people who are hungry.
That's true.
So they are hungry, and the only thing which is missing right now is that there is not enough realization that the spiritual knowledge can fill that void.
Correct.
Right? So they are feeling hungry, but they have not realized that
where to get the right food.
Yes, and it is so easy. It is right next to you. You just have to, I think, explore it more, and not be fleeting. The every day you come up with a new way to do something will not take us anywhere. If I were to follow something, I will like to follow something which is time tested. And the scriptures, I have a slightly different definition of our Puranas and our scriptures, which is that they are a collection of all the best practices of how to lead a life. I wish this knowledge comes out even more. I'm very sure that in the years to come, the generation of that time will be much more elevated than the generations before.
Thanks for this very optimistic view, temporarily when we look at how things are going to go. On a similar note about youth, you teach on the top business schools, Stanford, Columbia and other places, including the IIMs in India. What do you see in the youth of this present day, and how does somebody build their own brand? Now you are a brand manager of brands, but if I were to see a young person building themselves as a brand, what should they do in this volatile world?
See, I think the first thing is they should be focused on what they have achieved.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I mean by that. See, we tend to evaluate ourselves from the way we understand our potential to be.
Okay.
Whereas others judge us by our performance.
Yes.
So there is a dichotomy there. So if you want to build yourself to be a business leader, you have to deliver business results, revenues, profitability, market share, and so on. Whatever are the metrics that your company is targeting. So I think I would say that the first thing they should do is to be able to deliver on the promise that has been made. Second thing is to be able to learn much faster, because I think I belong to a generation where things changed, but not so fast. I don't think the change that I've seen in the last 5 years, I've seen in the rest of my career put together. For 25 years before that,
changing
very fast, by the minute. Till 2 years back, I was delivering lectures on AI in marketing, like it's some animal in the zoo. And today, when I go and talk in these schools, the kids there are telling me how some company has already implemented many of the things that we were just talking about last 2 years, and we got the first results of that deployment of the technology already with us. So it's a very different paradigm that we are seeing with us. So I think that would be the thing that one should learn much faster.
Okay.
The third thing I think is to not come, and I'm sorry I'm saying it in a slightly negative way, is to not to come with a sense of entitlement. Because this world frankly can carry on without you.
Yes.
It can carry on without me as well.
Yeah.
So you are not entitled to anything. You will have to build it. You are entitled to nothing. So if you are getting into an organization, always respect that organization, respect the work that you do.
Yeah.
So like Krishna tells Arjuna, this is one of the things that I think I would like to learn myself first.
Yeah.
And if you can call it advice, also give it to the next generation.
Yeah.
Which is that Krishna says, hey, you know what, Arjuna, you're debating so much about this war. Have you ever thought what a great opportunity destiny has given you to fight a dharma yuddha?
Yes.
And be on the side of dharma. Right?
Yeah.
You're on the right, they say the right time, right day, right place. You are there and you are flinching. That's why he doesn't want to allow even 1 millimeter of deviation from what Arjuna is saying, because that would mean a departure from his core activity. I mean, you can you can donate 10 crores to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund, but if you don't pay your income tax, you will be behind bars.
Yeah.
It's criminal not to do it.
Yeah.
So I think we should all be thankful for the things that we get. And similarly in a career, today you got a role, right? And instead of sitting and fantasizing that, okay, look at my company CEO, what a great life he must be. How I wish I was in the White House behind the Oval Office on the other side of the table. Yeah. And only the person sitting there knows why he on a Monday morning, I'm sure he curses his life because he's got to go through difficult times.
Yes.
So instead of thinking about too much about tomorrow, I think one should get their role clear, understood, delivered, packaged, and said, guys, this was the role you gave me. These are the objectives that you've given me. I have delivered it. Now, next.
There's one person actually who comes to my mind when you talk about these things is Seth Godin.
Yes.
I think he always talks about action and ensuring that you ship it before perfecting it.
Yes. Yes.
And the other thing which comes to my mind is, again, had to and get to.
Yes.
So you get to do your job. Now, when you say you have to do your job, I think it becomes a stressful thing.
Yes. Yes. So we all go through that. It's not that any one of us is above this, but just that it's fine to have an off day, but you can't have all days as days on which you're not showing at work. Yeah. And I think one thing is like COVID, even enthusiasm is very contagious.
Yeah.
We just have to learn that whatever our behaviors are is having a lot of impact on other people as well.
Yes.
So, and especially the more senior you are in the organization, the more are you visible.
Yes.
So you are showing somebody you're tired, the whole organization will sort of start feeling that showing up tired at work is okay.
Now, if somebody has got varied interests like how you have, and say let's take a student now, many of them give up hobbies once they get into their professional life. How does somebody focus attention, my first question, in a multifaceted life? And when they focus attention, how do they kind of do things which actually are important?
See, what is important to them is something that we can't be prescriptive about.
Subjective.
Right? But as I said, there are many people who come and say, I always wanted to write a book. And they've been saying it for about 20 years.
20 years.
So what I say is that you never wanted to write a book. Because it doesn't take 20 years to write a book.
That's
no
true.
book in the history of mankind.
Correct.
Exaggerating, I'm a marketer. So nobody has taken that long. So somewhere there, you really don't have an intention to write this book. So if you're a serious dude, you can write it in 6 months.
Yes.
So I think whatever you want to do, right, somewhere there, it is connected to the way you are. It's very close to what you want to do. So make time for it. I can only say that. And I would really not advise anybody to give up on what they like to do. It may be very different from what they're doing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Somebody is singing music. I think a wrong thing to think about is, okay, how will it help me in my career? So it might give you, but don't chase that byproduct. chase the product, right? And music by itself will give you what you want. Reading, playing, sports, running, it could be anything, but don't give it up on that. One of the people who succeed, who have seen succeed, are people who have self-preserved. They've preserved themselves. They're fresh. They've taken care of their mental health. They've taken care of physical health.
Yes.
And they're doing what they want to do. And if it coincides with their job, great.
Ikigai.
Fantastic. Nothing can be better than that. But every time that might not be possible. But you still have to make time. I think this thing about not having enough time is a very lazy excuse.
I agree.
Somewhere there, I think people don't want to pursue, and they don't want it hard enough.
Yes.
See, there are people from Bangalore, and I'm sure you know, and somebody told me this, till I actually saw it with my eyes. People have driven from Bangalore to Mysore to have some biryani there and come back.
They do.
I said,
there's a regular thing that happens actually.
Okay.
Yes. So you probably are new to it, but I do know people who go at 4 o'clock in the morning to have certain types of food in different places.
Different parts. Kudos to them, the real foodies.
Yeah.
So if somebody can do that, to have one breakfast somewhere, I think we can all find time to do whatever. And I think there's a difference between always saying, I can't find time. Nobody ever found time behind that book rack. It is, you have to make time. That's why I said that islands of time, you can also make it personal and plan it. Plan everything. Like, you feel like you want to go, everybody has this thing, I want to go to a hill station, stretch my legs, sit there and read this book, sipping Darjeeling coffee. It's possible. It's not asking for the moon. Will it happen tomorrow? No. I think you'll be late to work, or you'll ignore. Do it, but do it in a planned manner. Do it 6 months from now.
There is one conversation of yours where it was a very nice thing about trains. I bring this up because I did a little bit of research.
So kind of you.
So you talk about how the engine is the head of the family, and all the bogies are. This is your childhood memories of how you have traveled in multiple
Not
trains.
childhood. I still believe that. Yeah.
But I think the analogy is nowadays 2 engines, right? Husband and wife, one pushing from the back, one pulling from the front.
Yeah.
So what is your take on that now, as to how somebody should balance their family?
So that is, see, one thing, I've always had very strong women around me. So my mother was a very strong woman. So I never looked at her as someone who has to be guided or dragged along like a burden, with my father.
Yeah.
My father always counted her as a very big support for him. He was an Indian Air Force officer, and he married a girl who was just 20 and a half years old. Very, very beautiful, very delicate. But he always says that behind that very sensitive looking girl was a woman who was extremely strong, very courageous. So I didn't count other people like people who were following. It was more, I think, to do with my grandfather's family, my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandfather was a man of many, many worlds, as I said, and he was a guy who very dynamic. My grandmother was equally dynamic, just that she was extremely quiet, and my grandfather did all the talking in the house. So my grandmother would it would appear that she's following her. So I would always feel that, okay, see, for anything to happen in my grandmother's house or grandfather's house, he has to take the lead. And that is when I was just 3 or 4 when we moved to Delhi, and that's when I first saw a train. I'd seen train because we were staying right next to the railway track in Kumara Park in Bangalore. Right next to the. So we've seen trains all our life. So I used to come up with my own thoughts about what that train is, put different stories, call them different names, and try to mimic the way the train moved. We had steam engines.
This is like a Calvin Hobbes moment, right? You're trying to kind of imagine something else out of this.
Yes. So that continued, and when we would go from here to Delhi, we went in a train, and that had a diesel engine and all of this. So I think even those days there were 2 engines. That concept existed even then, because we would go by the GT Express, the Grand Trunk Express, and the KK Express from Chennai to Delhi. So all these were big trains. So they needed 2 engines to do that. But I think if I were to extrapolate from a train to a family, I think it definitely in today's world, and it's been there for quite some time. I think the father, the mother, or the husband, wife being very, very independent and yet be and go in the same direction. But this is where I think the analogy can be extended. See, if the 2 engines are aligned, then it's great. But if the 2 engines are not aligned, it won't become a double engine ki sarkar. It will become 1.5 engine ki sarkar.
Correct.
So it will pull in different directions. And I've seen, unfortunately, families where because there is no alignment, a lot of time and energy is spent just getting that alignment. And I'm reminded of one analogy in cricket. So you would have heard about Jeff Marsh and David Boone, who used to open for Australia. And as you know, they never got out. So they were a very difficult pair to get out. And they once asked, how come the understanding between the two is so good? So I think it was Jeff Marsh who said, front of the wicket is my call, behind the wicket is the runner's call. I mean, if I am the batsman, it's my call. So I said, everybody looked at them and said, but that is the first thing you're taught in a cricket coaching camp. What is so great about it? He said, that's a big thing. If he calls, I run. So I think we don't have to agree on everything. But what is important is that, philosophically, as a family, you have to be aligned towards what you want to achieve. Then it really, things become a pleasure. The journey is really nice.
So I think it's been a lovely conversation discussing from marketing to spirituality to Carnatic music. But is there anything that you're still pursuing as that one question in life? I would like to conclude this conversation with that.
I think it is one thing which I get very curious about is the fact that, when I hear music by some people, for instance, there is an element of perfection in some people. So how do those people achieve that perfection, which is different from excellence? And one person who has kept me awake all night, which is very difficult to keep me awake all night because I'm a very sound sleeper, is Lata Mangeshkar. Been a big fan of hers. And it's always intrigued me. I mean, people like that who are perfect. Now, I went to Germany and somebody told me about Lata Mangeshkar and why her voice is what it is. But that is a feature which her voice has. It seems that she's got one frequency in her voice which is very typical to only birds and not human beings.
Is it?
There's one strand which is very different from what is normally present in it. It's there, but it's very rare.
Very rare.
And she's one of them who's got very rare to find it. So she probably herself was not aware of this. He was a German scientist. He was explaining, and unfortunately I could not get the full import of what he was telling me. But that sort of explained things about her. But there is that I'm taken in by somebody doing the work really well. Like when I see some people sweeping the road, for example, and they do it well, I'm very, very enamored by that. Saying, my God, just look at how dutifully, how complete that is. And this you can see it in different fields of life.
Just around you.
Where people have expertise, for instance.
Like a cameraman here, making sure that we have the right...
Exactly. Right? They have that. And,
Ravindra
they're so smart. They can come, katak, and then immediately rewire and get any setup. They're able to do it. So I think that is something that I have not found answers to that. Someday, if you find out, you're talking to a lot of people, so do let me know.
It's a deep question. Definitely will keep me thinking about it. So thank you for that, and thank you for the wonderful conversation. So many insights, so many surprises that I got through the way of the conversation. You've been playing so many important roles so well, and also doing things in your life which you enjoy, not only for pleasure's sake, but for improving yourself and probably improving generations to come. So it's been a wonderful conversation. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. There's one incident which is mentioned in the scriptures, that when God created Chaturmukha Brahma and said, now you are the creator, you have to create the rest of the universe. Lord Brahma, being Lord Brahma, said that, look, I will do it, but there is one condition I have, which is that you should keep me away from two challenges. One is ahankara, the other one is mamakara. That is ego as well as a sense of attachment, overly attached to things. So if you assure me that after I create the universe, never do I feel that, my God, this whole universe was created by me, I think I will be unhappy. Second thing is about attachment, that I have created it, so it's all mine, should not be there. I am not in the same league as Lord Brahma is, or none of us are probably, but if there's one wish I have from God, that whatever we do in our lives is because of Him, and let there be no room for these two things to come in. And whenever such a thing happen, at least a warning from God will definitely help in this matter. And just learning from great people like yourself. You are I've gone through your thing, the service that you're doing to the society. But the real gain is there, that a lot of people have access to that, that how to kind of thing that they only can hear about.
Yes.
The great people that you featured, I think it's something that cannot find a substitute. None of these management books will have any of those aspects.
That is true. That is true. In fact, we learnt a lot today, probably which we would not even get from good biographies. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So to all our listeners, viewers, I know it's been a long conversation, but it's been a wonderful conversation where we have delved into various aspects, not only just about management, about teaching, about the digital initiatives that Mr. Sunder is involved in, and his philosophies of life. So if you have enjoyed this conversation, do please share it with friends or family who might like it, and also leave your comments on what your thoughts are about your own philosophy, anything that we can learn from your life. So till next time, as we always say, stay curious, stay safe, and stay learning. Thank you.